Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me for the gorgeous Gemini May horoscope. What a big month it is for everyone, but especially for you, gorgeous Gemini, because your ruler, Mercury, is going retrograde from the 10th of May to the 3rd of June. Plus, on either side of those dates, there's a little bit of time, 5 days to 10 days of what's called shadow period. And so that's when the energy is coming on or going off. So it's basically not a good time to sign any important documents. If you can avoid it, wait until maybe the 10th of June or sometime like that. It is a time when technology can play up, or there's miscommunications or misunderstandings with people, so pay special attention to how you communicate with other people. It is a great time for finishing things that you'd started before, say the 5th of May. Maybe you've got some craft projects or something you've been doing. So it's a great time to go back and finish stuff. But not to start brand new things until, after that 10th of June type date, after around then. So the other thing with Mercury retrograde is travel plans can really go amok with this influence, so not the best time to travel. There's a lot happening. I had to write it all down because there's so much happening. Jupiter's changing signs and houses. There's a lunar eclipse in Scorpio on the 16th. I'll talk about in a moment. Australia and New Zealand have a partial solar eclipse on the 1st of May in Taurus. And that's because in other countries, because of the time differences in other countries, that would have occurred on the 30th of April. So I'll talk a bit about that. Pluto went retrograde on the 29th of April until the 9th of October in Capricorn. So you may have been through a lot of heavy things recently, and with Pluto going retrograde, this could sort of slow down. Maybe you feel like you're getting a bit of a reprieve, that the heaviness is lifting and you don't have so much difficulty in dealing with, really intense stuff. So a lot of, and very significant changes this month. Okay, I'll just briefly tell you what I'm doing. I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards. I'll have a look at your horoscope in depth as well. And if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the board now and have a look at what these cards have to say. Alrighty, so the first half of the month, let's say, if you want to think in terms of time, I'm going to draw that card there. Alrighty, closing my eyes now. What do I see? Oh, I don't even know. I don't know what this means. I haven't got a texter here, unfortunately. But it's a bit like Uranus, because Uranus is like that. Okay, so it's a bit like the sign of Uranus. So unpredictability, basically. There's a texter. You might see it better. So what I saw was this, like that, and Uranus is sort of more like that. So this brings in unpredictability and volatility into your life. It's not always a negative thing, though. It can be quite a positive thing. Sometimes something unpredictable happens, but it brings in a ray of sunshine. You might win some money or something like that. Let's have a look where Uranus is. It's here in your 12th house. So this is about your spiritual life. And you might get some brilliant insights that are coming up out of your subconscious that change your mind about something or change the direction of your life in some way. All right, let's draw these cards now. I did have a card picked out, but I've lost it. After that, let's go with this one. We have the Knight of Wands. This is typically like an energy of a younger person, particularly a male. maybe late teens or early 20s, okay? Going out into the world and exploring, feeling passionate about things, feeling very motivated. This energy is doing it in a slow way, though, because he's on a tortoise, right? So it doesn't happen instantaneously, but it does happen, okay? And there's a lot of growth and opportunity. So this is about feeling motivated and inspired, but being patient with it, which is good news. Let's have a look at the second card in the second half of the month to see what comes out. That one on top. Close my eyes now. What do I see? Oh, geez, I keep seeing this. It's something out of the blue. It's like they're not letting me move forward until I focus on Uranian feelings of rebelliousness, revolution, volatility, electricity. I feel like do watch your appliances. There could be some sort of something blowing up, explosions, something going up, especially to do with appliances or at home, and electricity. So cuts in electricity, I got that last month quite strongly for different people, and I feel like this whole thing about power is very intense, and there's all sorts of things happening with our electricity supply. Look, I'm a real advocate of solar power. We've had solar power for maybe over 40 years, actually. And we've got 2 systems. I so recommend solar because I don't like paying electricity bills, basically. So I'd encourage you to get onto that. Okay, the card that comes up, again, very motivated, but there's some sort of conflict with this. This is the 5 of Wands, and sometimes you have to stand your ground and not let people sort of walk all over you. There could be some competition going on, and especially if you're in your own business, you might be finding it tougher than usual. This competition, you'll see the fire coming out of the fingertips here for motivation to succeed, and bring some light and some insight into the situation. Okay, so that does go with Wands, and it goes with this idea about power and making your own power and being self-sufficient. Okay, with 5 of Wands, you might find that something happens and you feel like you're getting forced or pushed into the situation where you have to be more self-resourceful. Okay, so 5 of Wands in the second half of also just getting on this, a rise in your power bill. Maybe the cost of power goes up, and the cost of, I don't know how this is related, but the cost of insurance also has got something to do with it, but I don't know how. All right, okay, so they're your 2 cards, so do bear these in mind. So I'm going to put this here and also here. So, right, okay. All right, let's have a look at your horoscope now. I'm going to make the board bigger so that you can see. Move that up like that, and you can see better. All right. Okay, so from the 1st to the 28th, before I even do that, I'll talk about the partial solar eclipse on the 1st of May for Australia and New Zealand and a few Pacific Islands as well. And this is in your 12th house, so it's very important to have time out. If you're a Gemini in these few countries, because you could be feeling more sensitive, you could be feeling more psychic than usual, and everything going on in the world could be affecting you. So you might find that you need to have time out from your devices, and especially the news. Oh my God, the news is terrible, because it's just too much, and it can really affect you and your emotions, basically. So you could be more sensitive, and you want to shield yourself from what's going on in the world and the problems of other people, and that's fine to take time out for yourself. It's a great time for peaceful meditation, contemplation, and spiritual renewal. Now, Venus is going into the 11th house here of groups and other connections, friends, also your hopes and dreams. And this is from the 1st of May to the 28th of May. And so you're likely to have more to do with people who are on the same page as you. You share common ideals. It could be in your professional or in your personal life. But gatherings, groups are likely to flow more smoothly than usual. And it's a great time to socialise after the solar eclipse on the 1st of May if you're in Australia and New Zealand. You could also go to parties and gala events, and also music, singing, creative activities such as art would be very satisfying as well. From the 5th of May to the 15th of May, Jupiter sextiles your ascendant. This is fabulous. You're really going to enjoy this. Things seem to work more smoothly in your life. If you're working, it just goes easier. The pressures and deadlines could be lifted. You could also be asked to attend enjoyable events or travel. At the moment, cooperation and mutual support in business-related and career matters is very high. Remember, after the 10th, Mercury will be retrograde, so if you're travelling, pay extra special attention to the booking. Legal matters, involvement with government agencies and large organisation probably works out very well, and generally your life is just more harmonious and sort of going along smoothly. From the 5th of May to the 27th of October, Jupiter moves into your 11th house here, socialising with groups and people of the same sort of like mind as you is likely to go very well. You could meet some benefactors, some people that want to help you through some sort of community activity, and the feeling of belonging to a community of people is very important. Social betterment becomes more important, and you want to see equality between all people, and that becomes a bit of a concern for many at this time. 16th of May sees a lunar eclipse here in your 7th house of committed relationships, legalities, and open enemies. Open enemies are just people you don't get on with. You don't like them, they don't like you, perhaps, and you're both aware of it. But with this lunar eclipse, it's a bit turbulent, and there's a bit of a sort of a shake-up in your relationships, and it's time to pay attention, iron out any sort of creases, any problems, or misunderstandings. The 16th of May, and watch with Mercury retrograde because something could blow up, and it's more of a misunderstanding because of Mercury being retrograde. It's you might also find that your ties to women and important women in your life, such as your mother or your wife or your friend, become more emphasised at the moment. 12th of May to the 23rd of May, Jupiter sextiles Mercury retrograde, bringing long-distance communications. But you could also find that sometimes you'll be talking to someone or communicating some way and it'll just drop out because technology plays up. Usually it's a great time for advertising and promoting yourself, publishing, engaging in mass media communications. You have to be more careful and meticulous than usual, though Jupiter does tend to offset Mercury retrograde a bit. So, it's probably not a disaster or anything like that. But, yeah, just be cautious. The 18th of May to the 22nd of May, your ruler Mercury conjuncts Mercury. Okay, so this is going to affect you very strongly, dear Geminis. You could fluctuate between feeling very alert and clear and sharp mentally to feeling quite confused and vague, like you're walking in a fog. Okay, so it's not you, it's just the stars, basically. You might find that you understand things or misunderstand things, and so these are the two poles that the energy can swing between. You're likely to be quite intellectually curious. You want to look out for new ideas, learn some things, and it's a great time to make plans and strategies, but of course go over them with a fine-tooth comb and double check, because things can go skew-if. And it's important with these brilliant flashes of insight that you'll probably get to actually write them down, because then you could just forget them straight away. Your memory could play up during this time. So watch and see how you feel. Write down all your brilliant flashes, basically. The 19th of May to the 21st of June sees the sun in your first house here. This is time to make a strong statement to the world, to come out and make your presence felt. You can make a very positive impression on other people, and you probably feel more confident and vital now. Then the 20th to the 24th, Mercury conjuncture ascendant, sales, teaching, public speaking, negotiating could be on the cards at the moment. Again, make double sure and double check that you have all your ducks in a row because of Mercury retrograde. And from the 22nd of May to the 13th of June, Mercury retrograde is in your 12th house. This is a great time to go down deep, to look at your meditations, look at your dreams. You could get some really important things coming out now, coming out of your subconscious. It's not the time to speak your mind or take a definite stand on important matters. It's better to wait and see. And some things might look quite cloudy, especially in your dreams. You don't understand what they mean and things like that. Just write it all down. You can think about it for a while, and then it'll come clear later when Mercury turns direct. 23rd of May to the 4th of July, Mars in your 11th house. You may be asked to play a leadership role in a group or an organisation, or take some initiative in a group situation. You could be feeling quite fired up about your ideals, especially with these wands, these two cards in wands here. It's like the motivation and inspiration is there, especially in group efforts and team sports. 23rd of May to the 27th, Mercury retrograde trines Pluto. Okay, great depth to your conversations. Maybe be cautious about revealing secrets or very private matters, and asking penetrating questions of other people because of the misunderstandings that could happen. It's probably a good time to investigate and solve a very complex problem or a mystery, and something that has been lost or hidden also is likely to be found. 24th of May to the 28th, ruler Mercury retrograde sextiles Jupiter. You're probably feeling optimistic and hopeful. You're looking to the future, and just have a think, because there's some sort of connections or possibilities that you've overlooked in the past, and maybe you become aware of them right now. Don't rush headlong into doing anything just at the minute until you think about it for a while. You could be communicating with great enthusiasm. Again, watch for misunderstandings. Contracts, negotiations and business dealings of all kinds look quite good, but it's not the best time to sign important documents until, say, the 10th of June or some date like that, because you might have to backtrack on those decisions. 27th of May to the 22nd of June, Venus moves into your 12th house here. So it was in the 11th it moves. So it's going from this sort of harmonious relationships with other people into a harmonious relationship with your subconscious. Okay, and you could find that you don't actually want to deal with other people at the moment. You need time out, you need plenty of space, you want to look at your dreams, you want to meditate, and just generally attend to your own spiritual life. Okay, which is fine. The other thing that can happen here is that somebody might need you very much, and you'll be called to help them out in some way, or perhaps there's romantic yearnings for somebody who's unavailable, so you need to use a lot of discretion about that. 30th of May sees the new moon in your sign, Gemini. This brings sensitivity. You could be more perceptive than usual. Maybe there's some psychic ability happening here. And being at home or in a comfortable, supportive atmosphere, it's the time for that. You might not be that objective, and you could be sort of reacting to situations from, based on your feelings, but that's okay. As long as you know you're doing that, that's fine. All right, so that's your horoscope for this month. Gorgeous Gemini, a lot happening and a lot to look forward to, so it's a very big month. So I just want to wish you well, have a fabulous, insightful time, and if you're new, please consider joining the channel and clicking the notification bell right now. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.